In Chasek, I learn darkness. Transqliphothic veil, 0, of the outer darkness. I have finished Chasek. It was very, very transformative. I spent 4 months in Chasek. Chasek means darkness in Hebrew. It is the first transqliphothic veil outside of the qliphoth. Thamael, the first sphere of the qliphoth, is a doorway to the outer darkness. And if you're going to go through the qliphoth, you might as well intend to get into the outer darkness. Now you have to be led into the outer darkness by one of the ruling powers of the infernal triad. Once you are in the outer darkness, there are lots of changes and there are lots of powers to be gained in the outer darkness. Chasek completely changed me. When I first went into Chasek, I was I'm not sure why, but all of a sudden, I was losing it. And I was all confused. I didn't know what was what. There was just a lot of confusion when I first went into Chasek. And yeah, I just felt like I was losing it. I'm not sure why. All of a sudden, I'm in Chasek and I'm just losing my mind. And which you do need a guide through the outer darkness, because you're dealing with a lot of powerful forces and you're also dealing with deep, dark subconscious, and you're just going to need some guidance through the outer darkness. Definitely. So I'm in Chasek and Belial tells me, start typing your notebooks. I have a lot of fucking notebooks. I'm like, that's an impossible task. I can't type all these notebooks. But I am actually writing a book for him. And so I do have to type the notebooks because they're all handwritten right now and I have to make them digital, right? So I started typing my notebooks and there were a lot of missing pieces that I wasn't so clear about. I had written it down, but I didn't really remember, or it didn't make sense to me when I entered Chasek, and I just so much confusion. But then I started typing my notebooks, and there were things in my notebooks that just started clarifying. And so what I'm getting at is, when I was in Chasek, I ended up reliving my journey through the qliphoth. So Chasek means darkness, and it's interesting that for me, my journey through Chasek was actually reliving my journey through the night side of the tree of knowledge. And things are so clear to me now. And I'm speaking vaguely because there were a lot of things, but basically the gist of the story is Chasek was great. It was very transformative. I definitely recommend initiating through Chasek after the qliphoth. And there isn't a lot of information out there about the outer darkness or a lot of people sharing their experiences. So I didn't really know what to expect. It's kind of different than the qliphoth. There's a lot of the same experiences in each of the spheres. But that information is not really there, at least on YouTube or online or anywhere. And so basically my journey through Chasek is that I relived my journey through the night side of the tree of knowledge. I think that's very interesting. And I went from being so confused about so many things, there were so many missing pieces, to clarity, complete clarity. I finished shadow work. I merged with Belial. I made my oath to Satan. What else did I do? I got much farther in my black alchemy with Belial and Azazel. I learned so much about myself, and I 180'd. And I thought that was true in the clip-off, but it was even more true in Chasek. And I'm really grateful that I went into the outer darkness. There are more things that I'd like to learn from the ruler of Chasek, Othil, but I only invoked him once and I didn't really pursue him, and I will work with him in the future. But for now I'm in Bohu, which is ruled by Belial, which I'm super excited about. I joke, I'm like, I'm being your region forever. And he's like, no, you're going to have to move on to Tohu. I'm like, okay. The sixth mindset is what I call what began in Chasek, the night of the merge with Belial. I was merging with Belial, but there was one night in particular where I feel like he dropped into me like a lead ball. Wild experience. But now that I've become one with this essence, I feel unstoppable. I feel super confident, like just limitless. My astral senses are really strong. My physical senses are super heightened. I mean, I think demons don't like scented candles because their sense of smell is ridiculous. So I know about that now. What I could see is so detailed. Like, I just am really all around heightened. And I communicate with people like so easily. It used to be hard for me. Now it's super easy, and I'm in sales, which I'm really good at all of a sudden. I always wanted to be good at sales, man, because it's a good job because you kind of get to control your own schedule and things like that as long as you're making sales. Boy, I'd be making sales. So, and I mean, my driving is better, like how I handle my life, like things are just easy for me. I used to be super stressed, super anxiety and guilt and morality, blah, 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 and all this bullshit. I don't have any of that anymore. I feel so clear and calm and just on top of it and unstoppable. It's really been nice since I merged with Belial, and it was one of the better things that I have done in the past year. And it happened in Chasek. It took a lot, though. A lot of adjusting in Chasek. Like, there were things that were being dissolved, and when they were being dissolved, they were all up at the surface so that I could recognize it and I could work through it. When things are at the surface, they're super duper, like, in your face. And there will be physical manifests around you that are like, make you face it, because it's at the surface. And so that's how you dissolve it, though. And once you're aware of it, then you can work through like what causes it, and then you can work towards dissolving it. And so I just think that Chasek was really good for me. And I said when I first entered Chasek, in Chasek I learn of darkness. And what I learned was of my own darkness and how my journey through the clip-off, how it really went down in writing, and the clarity that I have now, it's wonderful. And I know so much, and so much makes sense to me. And in the beginning of Chasek, it was brutal. It was confusing, and there were pieces that just didn't add up because I had forgotten, because it happened like 2 years ago, and so typing my notebooks, it helped. Belial is a really good guide. He will give you like assignments. And if you do that assignment, it'll work out, like it'll be in your best interest.